Hey guys, what is going on? It is your old pal CHH here today, and today is a great day. We are talking about a classic 80s movie. This is actually my favorite Fred Dekker film. Today we're talking about The Monster Squad. Now this is the brand new 4K Ultra HD plus Blu-ray release from Kino Lorber, and I'm actually pretty surprised that Kino did somewhat of a semi-custom kind of artwork for this release. This doesn't look like the actual poster art. It's a little different, but I like it. I like it a lot. And it's, first off, when you get it, it's kind of heavy because it's a 3-disc set. So that's kind of cool, but somewhat like back order. I noticed, like, on Amazon, I had it ordered and it says it wasn't going to show up till the end of this month. So I canceled, went to Orbit DVD. Make sure you're following those guys on Instagram. And they said, hey, I've got stock. If you want it, order it now. They shipped it out the day I ordered it. I had it. This is like 3 or 4 days later I got it. So, you know, some of you watching this review may be kind of holding off, waiting to see what people are saying about it. So I'm here to talk about the Monster Squad. About this release, there is a Blu-ray release version, which I do want to talk to you guys about with that. Like kind of like a brother version to this, just like a Blu-ray version. This was something that was out from Olive Films for a while. They had the rights to this movie. And when they lost that, of course, Kino picked up a lot of those titles. I think there may be some relation with the companies, from what I remember. Somebody was explaining something to me. Neither here or there. The Monster Squad is a classic 80s PG-13 horror film. This would be a great double bill with Return of the Living Dead Part 2. It's funny because they both have blue hues on the posters. They both have very similar tones. They're both energetic. They've got kids in it. What I love about the Monster Squad is a few things. I love the theme of the Monster Squad, with literally paying homage to the Universal Monsters. Obviously, they kind of change designs and make things look different because of copyright. But I actually think that aids to help the film, quite frankly, because the look of the creature from the Black Lagoon character, the creature in this movie, is, I dare say, incredible. The look of the creature is really, really good in Monster Squad. And I love Dracula being the leader, and the performance from the actor on that. And you've got Tom Noonan playing Frankenstein's monster in here, which he does a great job. Tom Noonan is awesome. But this movie revolves around a group of kids who have the Monster Club, and they're big horror movie fans and monster movie fans. And, you know, they believe, in a sense, that there could be monsters. And of course, you know, what happens in this film is there's a little thing in the beginning that sets up the plot for the movie. It's very simple, lets you know, boom, this seal has been cracked. All hell's going to break loose. These monsters are coming. It's very fun. This was during the time when PG-13 was like kind of a new thing. So a lot of people think that might be a reason why this movie kind of failed initially. Obviously, now the Monster Squad is considered a classic. But I think it kind of fell in some sort of weird limbo because of that. You know, it's got kids in it. It was PG-13, but it was a horror movie, and horror was sleazy and nasty, man, in the late 80s. So regardless, it all worked out well. The Monster Squad is incredible. I mean, you've got Night of the Creeps and the Monster Squad, the two big ones from Fred Dekker in the 80s. As much as I loved my boy Tom Atkins, my favorite is the Monster Squad. This movie makes me feel like a innocent kid again who just wants to believe in stuff. And it's really fun. I really, really enjoy the Monster Squad. It's definitely a movie you can watch once every other month or so, and you get that energy, you get that fun vibe from it. So it's definitely a staple in any horror fan's repertoire of movies to talk about, movies to buy merch for. This movie is so merch ready. I mean, there's so many great things you can do with it merch-wise. Very fun. So if you have never seen this movie, be prepared to watch a classic. You're going to love it. It's as 80s as you can get. It's great. The soundtrack is amazing. Rock Until You Drop. I did a rock version of that. That's actually on YouTube if you look that up. So this was the release I had before. This was a Cinema Cult release from overseas. This Blu-ray right here. Now, I did not have the Olive Films Blu-ray, so I cannot comment on the Olive Films Blu-ray. I did have the Olive Films DVD release. So watching Monster Squad, the big question is, how good does the movie look? So let me say this. The 4K looks good. Is it my favorite 4K of the year? No, it's not. So I might have psyched myself out, but I'm just gonna storm through this with you guys to try to get you to see where I'm coming from. I noticed with the Monster Squad, while it's a great 4K, and when you're seeing the scene, I did some research. I don't know if this is true or not, so I'm only going off of my eyes. I thought to myself, Is this 35 millimeter film? I can't really tell. Then I saw there's a thing called Super 35. Now, what Super 35 is, it's an image that's, you can get even more depth into an image because it leaves out room for a soundtrack. I don't know the mechanics behind that, but that's what I researched. But essentially, Super 35 is giving you more range of an image. And if that's the case, that seems like it would make sense because there's a very, very shallow depth of field on the Monster Squad's image. If you've got it, like for instance, the scene in the movie where you've got the two kids talking to the principal, and they're trying to talk their way out of getting in trouble. The kid with the Stephen King shirt on is maybe sitting 3 to 4 inches closer to the camera than the kid in the middle of the frame talking, and he will be out of focus. And then you'll see the kid talking be crystal clear in focus, very sharp, very 4K. Looks really great. But the shallow depth of field kind of throws me off with thinking the movie doesn't look incredible. It does look good, especially when you're seeing the stuff in frame that's very clear. But especially like the outer rim of the movie, there's almost a little bit of a glow, out of focusness to it. If that is Super 35 millimeter film that they're shooting on, then to me that makes sense. I could sound abhorrently ignorant right now, but I've kind of talked myself into thinking that's what it is based off of my reception of watching the movie. But to say that this doesn't look good is not true. It does look really good, but it's something I'd really just need you to watch and come back and discuss with me and see if you see what I'm seeing. If you feel like there's a very, very, very shallow depth of field on this. There's never an instance where something's out of focus that doesn't need to be out of focus. Don't get me wrong. I just think when you look at some of the way movies are filmed, I've convinced myself this is Super 35. I've convinced myself of it because there's a very shallow depth of field. But what I want to say is, does the movie look good? It looks great. It's a good 4K. It does say it's a new HDR Dolby Vision master from a 4K scan of the 35 millimeter original camera negative. So it doesn't say Super 35 on the back, but that doesn't mean that there may not be a chance that was it. And there's documentaries on this release that I watched to try to find that out, but I could not get that answer. So it looks really good. It's not my favorite 4K scan of the year. I think my favorite one by a country mile is still Ghoulies. I can't believe how good that one looked. It's probably one of the best restorations in horror I've ever seen, which may sound silly to you because of the movie, but I implore you, go get that MVD release of Ghoulies and then tell me I'm wrong. It looked incredible in my opinion. I thought it blew me away. So I'm happy with this. But this is a very solid release, a very solid stacked release. It comes with the 2018 documentary co-written and directed by actor Andre Gower, Wolfman's Got Nards, which I loved. We got an audio commentary with Fred Decker and cinematographer Bradford May, an audio commentary by director Fred Decker with actors Andre Gower, Ryan Lambert, and Ashley Bank, Monster Squad Forever documentary, a conversation with Frankenstein archival piece with Tom Noonan, animated storyboard sequence, and we also get deleted scenes and still gallery. It's funny because I'm just realizing this as I'm recording this review. Maybe if I listen to the commentaries with the cinematographer, I could get more information about that. Maybe not, but I'm going to have to listen to that later on. I got to give props to the perfect menu screen. I love it when we just get a nice image artwork from the movie with some of the music in the background. We got the Monster Squad rap playing, and then for the audio, we have a 5.1 and a 2.0. I'm going to say that the picture quality on this, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the restoration or anything. I just need more people to see this restoration, see if they're seeing what I'm seeing, if there's a very shallow depth of field in the movie, and that causes a little bit of a glow on a lot of stuff and out of focusness, and if it kind of takes away from the beauty of a restoration. That's all I'm getting at. But don't worry, it's not like something's wrong with this. Some of you may not even notice what I'm talking about, but I think once you kind of notice it, then you'll be looking for it a lot. But anyway, great release. I'll give Kino this. They stacked it. Obviously, you saw that there's two documentaries. There's Monster Squad Forever and there's Wolfman's Got Nards. I really, really enjoyed Wolfman's Got Nards documentary. There's a lot of really cool people, a lot of fun directors like Joe Lynch and Adam, the guy that does the Hatchet movies. His name's slipping me. But that documentary is great. And the other one, the 5-parter, the Monster Squad Forever, is really good too. But again, the conversations with Tom Noonan. This was a stacked release. They gave you all the documentaries. So I don't remember what the Olive Films version had. I dare say it didn't have the documentaries on there because it was probably an older release, at least from 2015 or 16. I feel like I got my DVD for that a long time ago. But as far as buying this movie, I don't know how many people are going to talk to you about this, so this is really nitpicky something, but I'm just going to talk about it because I have a friend that already commented on this, so I'm assuming he's not alone. If you say to yourself, okay, Christian, I have, the Blu-ray release, so I'll probably get the 4K release because if I am going to buy it again, I want to see it in the absolute best picture quality possible, then get the 4K by all means. But let's say you don't have a Blu-ray of the Monster Squad. I did watch the Blu-ray release on here. It did look really good. I did notice a 15-20% difference from the Blu-ray to the 4K with the HDR, obviously, and all that stuff. But the Blu-ray still looked really good. Like I said, I'm just going to bring this up. For the people that worry about this kind of stuff, no judgment, I'm just going to bring it up. If you want to save a few bucks and also get the release that doesn't have a banner at the top, the Blu-ray release is just a solid piece of art on the front. That matters to people. I get it. No judgment. I'm just telling you. So if you have the DVD and you say, well, I want to get the new release because of all the great, there's interviews, there's documentaries, there's commentaries with Fred Decker and people, and you want to save a few bucks and you want to get a release that looks really good and doesn't have a banner at the top, get the Blu-ray release. But if you have the Blu-ray releases from Olive and stuff, I definitely would recommend just getting the 4K because you are going to get the best picture quality you can. It looks really good. I'd give the 4K like 7.8 out of 10 in terms of picture quality wise. But just keep that in mind. That's for you people to decide that are wanting to pick this movie up, and that kind of stuff matters to you. No judgment. But it's a very solid, stacked release that gives you documentaries, interviews, and commentaries. So that's really cool. So I'm very happy with the release, but I'm interested to see people's thoughts on the 4K itself and watching the movie and seeing is it 35 Super 35. I'd like to know. Maybe somebody's going to say, of course it's not. Maybe I might have psyched myself out about it, but I'll shut up about that. I'm happy with this release, guys. The Monster Squad, a very stacked release. Kino did a good job, and the artwork on here is the same as the slipcover. And like I said, you get 3 discs. The interesting thing is all Kino discs always look the same. Every Kino disc in the world looks like that. So I'm assuming that if you get the Blu-ray version, it's 2 discs and not 3. But there you go, guys. I'm going to give this release, though, a 9.5 out of 10 because despite it's not my favorite 4K restoration of the year, it's stacked. Documentaries are brought over. Interviews, commentaries, pretty much everything you can learn about the Monster Squad you will learn on this release based off of all the special features. So, guys, the Monster Squad from Kino Lorber on 4K, in my opinion, is well worth the wait. Happy to have it, and definitely the definitive release for this movie, guys. So, let me know your thoughts on the Monster Squad. I love this film. Happy to have it in my collection now. This is it. This is the perfect release for this film, and Kino did a good job. I like the artwork that they did for this, and that's that. So thank you guys for watching this. Your old pal CHH. Please share your thoughts below on the Monster Squad, and let me know which version you want to get. Hopefully Amazon starts getting them stacked in soon, so they'll start shipping out to people that are getting it from there. Thank you guys for watching. See y'all next time. Huge, giant thank you to all of my Patreon supporters. Without you guys, this would not be possible. To get behind-the-scenes photos, videos, music, private live streams, and much more, you can subscribe to my Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Thank you to my patrons.